Are you considering working with a financial advisor? If so, one of the first things to consider is what type of advisor are you looking for? My name is Ross Atefi. I'm the founder and senior wealth advisor at Yatra Wealth Design. And today we're going to be going over the three types of advisors, pros and cons of each type, and help you determine what type of advisor is best for you. We've found that there are essentially three types of advisors, regardless of what they call themselves: financial advisor, financial planner, wealth management advisor, insurance expert, etc. All advisors break down into one of three categories. Now, the type of advisor they are will directly impact how they work, how they help their clients, how they get paid, what sorts of conflicts of interest they may have, and a number of other important factors. So, understanding what type of advisor is right for you will help you compare and ultimately choose the right advisor for you. So, what are the three types of advisors? The first type of advisor would be a product only advisor. The second would be a planning only advisor. And the third would be a hybrid advisor. And as I mentioned, we're going to go through the pros and cons of each one and help you determine which one may be best for you. So, starting off with the product only advisor. So some of the pros are the product only advisor is going to provide some free financial planning and investment advice. These advisors may be preferable for those who want to sort of do it themselves and are just looking for someone to maybe recommend some financial products, be a sounding board, something like that. The cons are these advisors are not legal fiduciaries, so they're not actually obligated to do what's in your best interest. In fact, they just have to do what's suitable for you, but they can also make decisions potentially that are in their best interest above your own. Or sometimes they're part time fiduciaries, which means that in one context, they're a legal fiduciary, and in another context, they're not. And the reason that's a con is because you have to question, if they're saying, oh, I'm going to do financial planning for you, I'm going to give you some investment advice, but they're not charging you for it, you have to then question, are they really looking out for your best interest, or are they just trying to sell you something that pays them the most because they have to get paid for their time? So there's inherently some substantial conflicts of interest when it comes to free financial planning and investment advice. And as I mentioned, is this advisor really recommending what's in your best interest, or are they recommending what's in their best interest? Now, most advisors out there, regardless of what they call themselves, are actually product only advisors. To determine if they're product only advisors, you just have to simply ask, how are they getting compensated? So, the second type of advisor is a planning only advisor. So, some of the pros would include that they charge fees for financial planning and investment advice. And the reason we have that as a pro is because by doing so, they're not only obligated to act in your best interest as a legal fiduciary, they're also being compensated for their time, which means that they should be more thorough in their advice and the planning that and the process they take you through. Hopefully they're more knowledgeable. Of course, you have to do an assessment of that as well. And there should be fewer conflicts of interest because of that. Now, these people are full-time fiduciaries, which means that because they're only doing planning and they're only being paid to do financial planning for you, there's really they're always acting as legal fiduciaries. They're always acting in your best interest. There's no conflicts of interest there. And the planning only advisor is a good option for those who are more inclined to do it themselves, especially those that want to do more of the investment management themselves. They may be looking to a planning only advisor to help them create a plan, but then they want to be the ones to implement that plan and manage the investments according to the plan. And they're not looking for an advisor to help them with that on an ongoing basis. So some of the cons for the planning only advisor. So again, the planning only advisor is someone who's going to charge fees for doing financial planning. And if you don't want to pay a fee, then that could be a con. Also, the fees that they charge for financial planning are oftentimes higher because of the fact that they're only paid through financial planning and fees for financial planning. There's no other way that they make revenue. And because of that, their financial planning fees are often higher. And the last one here, and this is the biggest con I would say, is that they're not going to be there to help you implement the plan and put the plan in place. So again, if you're looking for help on an ongoing basis, you're looking for a long-term relationship with an advisor to help make sure that the plan, reaches its conclusion, this isn't necessarily going to be the right person. And so again, they'll help you create the plan, they'll do the analysis, but when it comes to implementing the investments, the insurance, the estate plan, you know, you're kind of now on your own to do that according to the plan. And the third type of advisor is actually a hybrid advisor, sort of a hybrid between type 1 and type 2. So some of the pros to the hybrid advisor is that they're also going to be charging fees for doing financial planning and providing investment advice, which again means that they're now on the fiduciary side of the table. They're now legally obligated to do what's in your best interest. They're going to be compensated for their time in doing the planning, so there should be minimal conflicts of interest there. They should be taking the time to do a thorough plan, making sure it's really accurate and actually getting you where you need to go. These hybrid advisors should also be full-time fiduciaries. Now, this is something that you have to make sure of as an end client. You really should look for a hybrid advisor that's a full-time fiduciary, meaning they're not a broker in one context and a fiduciary in another context. You want to find a hybrid advisor that's really a full-time fiduciary. The biggest pro to a hybrid advisor is that they're going to be there to help you implement the financial plan over the long run, if you so choose. So after the financial planning process, you can then continue to work with the hybrid advisor to put the plan into action. So those hybrid advisors can help you implement the investments, the insurance, the estate plan according to the plan that you've created. And really the hybrid advisor is going to be the best for those clients who are looking for a long-term relationship with an advisor, someone who's going to be helping them on an ongoing basis to put their plan into action, to update their plan on an ongoing basis, to make adjustments to all areas of their plan and make sure that it's staying up to date. Most people I find are looking for that type of advisor who's really there with them along the way. Now, some of the cons of the hybrid advisor, well, they do charge fees for financial planning and investment advice. So if you don't want to pay any fees, of course, that's not the right option for you. And, you know, this is probably the biggest one, is it's important to find a capable and knowledgeable hybrid advisor because, you know, you want to find the right advisor for the long run. You want to find someone who's capable and knowledgeable. And the last one, as I mentioned, is it's important to find a full-time fiduciary in this role and to not get paid differently for different types of investments. And the reality is that incentives matter. And even if someone has the best of intentions, having an incentive where one type of investment pays them more than another could impact their recommendations, even if they're not consciously aware of it. So it's just better both for trust between the advisor and the client, and just making sure that you have the best possible advice on an ongoing basis, that you find someone who is a full-time fiduciary. Now at Yatra Wealth Design, we operate as hybrid advisors for our clients. We find that this model, this type of advisory relationship, adds the most value to our clients. So as we're taking you through the initial financial planning process, we charge an initial one-time flat fee to take you through that process. We're fiduciaries for you, and we make sure that we take the time and do the plan correctly so that we know exactly what we need to do to reach your goals. Then after the planning process, if you'd like to continue working with us, we can continue to help you to implement the plan, whether that's putting investments in place, insurance in place, estate planning in place, etc. So please let me know if you have any questions or concerns or thoughts around this framework of understanding the three types of advisors and understanding which type of advisor is best for you. I'm always happy to talk. Feel free to reach out. Thank you very much for your time.